The Secret Garden. It was a cloudy day in late summer, and the air was warm with a gentle breeze. Brad and Riley were out for a walk in the park, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. They had been dating for a few months and were getting closer with each passing day. As they continued walking, they came across a dilapidated fence, which surrounded a large, overgrown garden hidden away from the rest of the park. Intrigued, Brad suggested that they explore it. Riley was hesitant at first, but then she agreed. The two of them hopped over the fence and ventured into the unknown. The garden was beautiful but unkempt. Weeds had taken over the lush flower beds and the trees had grown to tower overhead. Brad and Riley walked around, taking in the beauty of the garden. There was something magical about the place, and they both felt a certain connection to it. After a while, they came across a small clearing with a bench. It was the perfect place to sit and take in the scenery. They took a seat and Brad started to look around. There was something strange about the place, Brad thought. It didn't feel like any other place he had ever been. Riley looked up and noticed something in the tree above them. She pointed it out to Brad, and the two of them climbed up to take a closer look. It was a small birdhouse, and inside it was a handwritten note. It read, "This secret garden is a place of love and peace. Welcome, and enjoy the beauty that lies within." Brad and Riley smiled at each other and knew they had found something truly special. They took turns reading the note aloud, and then they just sat there, absorbing the atmosphere of the garden. At one point, Brad started to tell Riley about his life, and how he had been so busy that he hadn't been able to make time for himself. He had forgotten how important it was to take a break and just be in the moment, something he had done in the garden with Riley. When their conversation ended, Riley thanked Brad for taking the time to talk to her. She had loved the chance to get to know him better, and she had been just as impressed with the garden as he was. The two of them continued to visit the secret garden regularly, and soon it became their sanctuary. There, among the roses and butterflies, they shared their deepest secrets, dreams, and fears. It was a safe place, and they loved it more than anything else. With each passing day, Brad and Riley grew closer. And slowly, the once untamed garden began to come alive. Flowers bloomed, the trees flourished, and soon it was even more beautiful than it had been on their first visit. Years later, after they had moved away, Brad and Riley would visit the garden in their thoughts. They would remember the time they had spent there and the love they still shared. It was their secret garden, and it had become a reminder of the strength of their bond. The secret garden was more than a place, it was a part of their story, a place that held a special kind of magic. No matter what happened in their lives, it would always remain a part of them. Brad and Riley looked at each other, knowing that this place would always be a part of them. They were thankful for the secret garden, for all the beauty it had brought into their life, and for the connection it had forged between them. The two of them embraced, and Brad whispered into Riley's ear, "This is our secret garden. It will never leave us, no matter where we are."